Whoa! Oh, hey guys. Good morning. What's going on? Wow. Look at everybody. You guys are all here to trade? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You guys buyers or sellers? Because that's going to really depend on my attitude towards you. Bunch of selling losers. Unbelievable. Contrarian out of your mind. Betting against society, markets. I've looked at the markets for the last 1,000 years. They've gone up. And now you're betting against it? Unbelievable. Where do you get your nerve? You're on your little app, looking at your little out of the money options. And then you're over here. And by the way, you've been looking at stocks for like a month. You watched The Big Short. You haven't even read a book in your life. You may not even know how to read because you have dyslexia. Some of you don't have dyslexia and you just choose not to read because you're lazy. And you're out here shorting the market. Unbelievable. But at least you're long crypto, right? Long crypto. Am I right? New World Order. Guys, the market opened up higher today. The Nasdaq is over 1%. S&P's 0.5%. Value is up. Not as up as tech because why? Well, demand is futile. And it's been doing pretty well. And it's at all-time highs. S&P's at all-time high. The Dow is at all-time high. Bonds are down. Who the hell wants bonds? Still selling bonds. We've been selling bonds for months. Yields go down, up with bonds. Who knows? I know the yields are down, so you're going, well, they're buying, aren't they? Okay, well, if you think so. I mean, yeah, they technically are buying the bonds if the yields are going up or down, right? But do people want to be in bonds or do they want to be in equities? Based on what we can see here, it looks like more people buying equities, right? Not bonds. Not bonds for your cousin Greg or your nephew to give him a nice little treat in the next 30 years. What are we going to do? If you just woke up and you have not been alive for the last week, there's some important things to note that have changed. Last week, we get really, and here's a good way to put this, and just like memeing aside for a moment, is that we got really aggressive early, okay? It wasn't like at the tail end of last week, that we started getting preemptive and aggressive in nature to go try to get growth. Of course, we have been trading the Dow play, been just trading value, very successful trade, betting on speed, betting on price to be directional when it's usually not, betting on volatility, right? And then we really started to get aggressive over here, but it wasn't correct the first time around, right? When we took this first trade, we had to get back out of it, right? We took things like Apple. We were trying to get Tesla a time before, trying to bet on an Arcane flow. That didn't happen, right? We got stopped out a few times. So it's really important that when we look at the success of the preemptive trade we just made from last Thursday and Friday, right? That we do not look at it as, oh yeah, see, we're really good at time at the bottom of the market. No, that's not exactly how it works. We were not right the first time. And it's not about being right the first time or the second time. It's that there's a probability there. And that's all we ever do, is that there's a probability that something may or may not occur. And we're betting on that based on that probability because it's the best thing that we've got. We take this bet because the risk reward is there for us to take it. When we're getting aggressive, prices were coming down and we were buying. We were buying when the prices were coming down. They weren't even going up yet. They were not even going up yet. That's not a part of our rules. That's not a part of anything that we do. It's a part of the method, sure, because we're trying to capture a move before it happens. But we have been bearish on growth for a while. And it's important to note that a lot of this idea, and I talked about it already this week, is that a lot of the idea was that growth has been negatively affected by rising yields, and now we were betting that it was no longer going to be the case. So the next time the yields were going to go up and government spending goes up and inflation is becoming real in front of our eyes, growth was not going to get negatively affected like it has been all of these other times, right? And it just immediately shuts down the play, immediately shuts it down. This week, that didn't happen. Yesterday, yields went up, spending's going up, 2.25 trillion by Biden, another on top of the 1.9 trillion, on top of the other 2 trillion, on top of the Fed balance sheet of over 10 trillion. That money supply is out of its mind, right? Inflation's here, but it's not in a numerical, quantitative sense, it's not there, but it's going to be here. And so we got yields rising and growth rised as well. This is confirmation. So we've been talking about these trend lines. We have all these charts with these trend lines that we've been talking about that broke out, right? We've been looking at this for a long damn time, right? And so we just got confirmation. Mind you, I have been posting a ton of growth charts since last week. I posted 30-something charts over the weekend as well. Keep in mind that I just posted a shit ton of charts last night. They are things that we've already been looking at, right? And so I want to make sure it's important to note that just because I posted these charts last night, it's not like yesterday was just the day. No, yesterday was just a confirmation. It was just a confirmation. And I mean, you can look at it in different ways and think about it in different ways, but I just want to make sure we understand that it's a process. There's steps to it. There's a lot of levels to it. There's price action that's going on here that makes this a thing, and that it's not just, oh, we have an idea and now here it is because we put some lines on. No, this again is price action in motion. There's tightening involved, consolidating, and we knew the market's been in a consolidation, right? We just don't know when it's going to break out, how it's going to break out of that, if it's going to break down, right? So for those of you that have not actually bought something, or for those of you that are in sort of half-assing positions because you maybe weren't sure and you don't want to put too much risk on, and we all have different risk tolerances, then you need to be serious with yourself today. And I would say it needs to be right from the get-go. You need to, okay, it's one thing that I post charts and I'm saying that this is going to happen. This does not need to happen. This is a plan. It's a plan. We've gotten confirmation of some of the ideas so far. It's a plan, and I'm going to trade according to the plan, but I'm going to be reacting to whatever price does, right? And that's how we work. It's just price action. Whatever the price is doing, that's what we learn from, react to, and that's it. What you're going to need to do, though, is when I post a shit ton of charts, especially when it's just equities are going to go up, you need to just be realistic with yourself and think, what do I think? Do I think that price is going to go up in the future at some point? And how fast do I think it's going to happen? Am I willing to put the money on the line here to make this trade, right? Am I going to have the confidence to stick with this trade and make it happen, right? It's a long weekend, right? Price is already up right now. Today, we're opening up like 1% higher in the NASDAQ. Is it going to continue from the open? I mean, probably not. It probably takes profit going into the weekend. Who knows, right? Does that price action today make a difference in the trend that's here now? Did the price action over here 2 days ago matter in terms of the trend? We were down 0.5%. Did it matter? Did that stop the trend? Did that stop this idea from happening? No. And so a lot of this is going to come down again to your ability to just make a decision, a timely decision, a confident decision, but to be able to stick with that decision, because it's really easy to just go make a trade and then get immediately out of it because you're watching price. Here's what I'm going to do today. And I told you guys in chat. I already bought everything from last Thursday and Friday. These last few days this week, there's been a lot of new opportunities. They're different types of trades, though. And so I've been just sort of taking advantage of them. Everything is getting pushed on my end. What am I doing today? I'm not really doing anything. I'm already over levered. I've already gotten a bunch of ridiculous trades in. There's not really something for me to do today. For some of you today, maybe you should be adding on to positions. Again, due to confidence, whatever it is. Some of you might need to take profit on positions because you don't have that ability to possibly push through different risks because of your own risks. And again, it's okay to take profit. There's nothing wrong with taking profit here before a move might happen to then make a confident trade next week or something, right? Whatever it is for you, right? Whatever it is for you. So how to treat today? Well, we don't have tomorrow. Tomorrow the market is closed. I'm saying by 10 o'clock, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm getting out of here. I don't need to watch price action. I didn't need to watch price action yesterday. I didn't need to watch it the day before or the day before that. There was opportunities, and you need to be here, and you need to be putting the work in. And yeah, I spent all night looking at charts. Did I need to? Was there any reason, again, even for some of you, is there any reason if you're in position to have to be doing that? No. But we're just trying to be better all the fucking time, right? We just want to be better. It's one thing to be like, well, I'm 100% in a position. Now I don't need to look at anything. Well, what about the next play? I want to be ready for the next play and be thinking forward into the next thing. This is the biggest problem that people have, is that as soon as they do something, they stop trying to do anything else and they're just done. You think you're good now. You're in something and you never think about what might be better, what else is there, right? And then you stop looking forward. Everything we do is about looking forward, is it not? Is every tick in price based on something in the future, right? If you're not actively doing shit like that and continue to look at charts and working on it, then how are you ever going to be successful at it, right? It's so easy for me to this week. I could have came here on April Fool's and said, you know what, guys, you guys fucking suck. I made a fuck ton of money this week. I was right. You guys suck. I made trades last Thursday. I'm up on my trades. I made the dirty Dow play, right? And I could be like, I don't need to look at any more fucking charts. What do I care? I'll come back next year, right? Some of you could do that. Some of you can do that. You get successful jobs. You made plenty of money. Fuck it. What do I care? What does it matter? Just money. But if we want to continue doing this damn thing, we have to continue working at it. Continue to move forward. Opposite of Kathy Wood's stay humble. Stay humble, but not through losses, right? Losses should make you fucking pissed off. Should make you focused. There's definitely nothing humbling about losing. Losses should be the opposite. Winning should keep you humble because you realize in that moment how fragile it is, right? How fragile it is to be correct on something like a preemptive play. If we don't stay humble from a preemptive win here, where we get something like this, then how are we ever going to get the ones where it's sort of, it's one of those trades that does line up based on our rules, and we need to make a trade based on rules and not from sort of a preemptive move and an idea that, oh, this might happen. We have this. Is there luck involved? I mean, it's probability, right? We got the probability this time. This time we got the probability. What about this whole time? Some of you wanted to bet through tech this whole time, and you weren't right this time, right? That it's through this action and celebrating this action that, okay, we're getting confirmation of this. Okay, that's nice, right? That's where you have to continue working at it because it proves itself, right? Proves itself that by watching price, and maybe I shouldn't use the price watching idea because some of you do take it too far with price watching, but it's through being here every day, looking at charts every single day, feeling it, seeing the motion, seeing how everything reacts on the option level, everything, right? Live and breathe it, that you'll get it and you can just see it, right? You should just be able to see it. You go, holy shit, I got it. I see it. I see it. I see the continuation. I see the consolidation. Hindsight capital, right? Am I right? Oh, yeah, now I get it. That's the consolidation right there. Oh, now I get it. You got to be able to feel that during the moment, right? Is that not why we took the trade here? For this idea right here, these trend lines? Did we not take the trade here because of this idea, right? And again, I posted a shit ton of charts, whatever. You look at them, you trade them. Some of you are already in them. We've traded most of them. Pre-market action, look at some of the shit. Blink continues. Again, we took just about all these trades, so it's not like I introduced new tickers. I introduced some new ETFs. That was one thing because we need new benchmarks. So I've realized that we don't really have good benchmarks on the ETF level that encompass a lot of different tickers. It's not specifically that we're going to trade the ETF. So let me just quickly do this because probably a good thing to note. It's not so much that we're going to trade these individual things like ICLN, interesting difference on this chart, right? Clean energy ETF. It's not so much that we're going to trade this. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. I'm more of an individual ticker because I want to get that risk. But this would definitely be a better option if you don't want to be risked out of your mind for this, a good reward still. But using benchmarks like this will help. And so I want to introduce some of those. There's things like QLD, right? It's leveraged. I'll trade shit like this, right? I'll trade shit like this to get a move from the mega caps. But again, I'm already in megas, right? These things you're already sort of involved in. So again, when you're looking to maybe change the script of what you're doing to maybe better maximize the results that are already happening, then maybe there's some things here that with new information, you can make a better decision. It's not like you can't get out of your trade to get into a new one. As long as you're not, as long as you're not taking a risk by exiting that position to get into a new one, I mean, you can, as long as it's going to be worthwhile, right? In some sort of probability sense. There's different ways to look at it, right? It's all about you. It's not about what I do here. Every single thing I post is just through my lens. Shit may be different for you, right? Maybe different for you. I can actively manage a lot of trades. Some of you, here's a good example. Gabe posted last night. He wants to just park some capital for like 10 months or something, right? And he doesn't want to have to actively trade a certain amount of money. Well, what's the best way to put money into the market and then not worry about it for like 10 months? Maybe you have to manage it every now and then. What's the best way to do that? The trades that you don't want to be doing that on are the ones that are going to make so let's say you want to bet on tech right through the Qs, and this is going to be just a quick lesson. We get 10 minutes to open. You want to bet on Qs that they're going to be up by next year, right? Are you going to buy, let's say, 330s, right? 330s, maybe 340s, right? Maybe 340s, Januaries. No, you're not going to, because what you're betting on is for price to be there. But how long is it going to take price to get there? When you trade options, you're betting on more than just the price and direction. You're betting on the speed in which it gets there. If you take a trade here today that bets on price being up 5% in the future, in 1 year, that means that price is going to move up by 5% at some point in the next year, right? You know what's a lot better? Is that you can get that move. If you're betting on that move right now to happen, then don't capture it over a year. Capture it over the time in which it does actually happen, which is what we do here. We're capturing the move as it happens here. Yeah, you can bet that something's going to be up in a year from now, but guess what's going to happen? You're going to get no points over the next few months. That's the reality. You will get it on the back end. But you might as well have bought shares, right? It's so important to understand that when you buy options, you are betting on speed. You're betting on the volatility to change. If this is going to move 5% here, then buy shorter dated contracts and make 100% right there in 2 weeks. Now, what if it doesn't go up 5% here? What if it doesn't go up 5% here? Then you get stopped out for a break-even price, or you make 10%, 20% instead. If it goes up a few percent, and you'll have to make the trade again, it still begs to be traded in that way if you're trading options, and to be betting on the speed at which something's going to happen, because it's always going to pay off better. Yes, there's risk involved, but it's always going to pay off better to take that trade as it's there, right? Instead of betting it over a longer time, unless you're going to exercise those options. No one's exercising options, so it's always going to be better, right? Deep fucking value from Wall Street Bets. He can sit on those April $12 calls because he's going to exercise them. He would never have stayed in those if he's not going to exercise them, right? And you would never make that trade from the past if you weren't planning on exercising them. If your trade is to be trading into the future, then you need to be making a trade that can get paid in the next month. And if your bet is that price is going to be a certain price, then that certain price is going to happen before that date, is it not? So that's where, again, if you're betting that something's going to happen, then it's the same trade to just shorten the date and get a better reward, right? And that's where some of you will make trades where your options are like 3 months out, and I talk about that. That's a good trade. But a lot of times you'll use that for everything, and you won't get exposure to the move that just happened, and then you feel like an idiot. In hindsight, capital tells you, oh man, I should have just bought a monthly contract. Maybe you should try, because a lot of times that's what you should do, right? If you're just betting on price, you need to remember what you're betting on. Are we betting on price being on something being a certain price, or how quick it's going to get there? Well, if you're buying options, don't you have a certain date on them? Don't you have a certain time value there that you're betting on? Here's what you should be doing over the weekend. Are you betting that price is going to be up in the future, or that it's going to be up in the next week, in the next 2 weeks, month? How long are you going to be in that trade? Use some of the targets I have here and ask yourself, realistically, do you think that that's possible? Do you think that could happen? Okay, you could make a trade that's a few months out, and you would be right that price is up. But if you shorten that date, you shorten those contracts, right? And betting that price is going to be quicker, you are going to get an exponential out of that instead of a fucking straight line of profit, right? And at some point in that exponential curve, there's a point at which risk reward is better for you. And so you just need to find that. And usually it's just you, right? It's just you. You're the variable. You are literally the variable, because it's up to you to be able to make that trade and stay in it. It's like over here, I'm making trades that at the time are ridiculous, but I'm not betting on the moment. I'm betting on what's going to happen up here if we break out, right? You may not get anything for a week. Just like if you bet on something in a year from now, you're not going to get anything for months, right? But we're capturing it in a short amount of time, right? And so I would say it's important that some of you ask yourself, do you believe or not in this move to happen? And if not, then fucking bet on it. Because again, it's so important to realize that the amount of money you can make in 1 week from this move, from any of these things actually happening, it will change your whole portfolio and everything, right? Because if you make a 100% trade, right, just one of them, that's already a great start. But if the whole thing is on your entire portfolio 100%, some of you, that's a big difference, right? It's one thing to make 30 trades and one of them's 100%, the other one's break even. It's another thing that those trades you're making are all 100%, or at the very least, a larger majority of your position, your portfolio, is getting towards that 100% or plus. You're talking about a significant amount of money in this short amount of time. In this short amount of time that may not have much risk to it. You don't have a chance to blow up. You have to take advantage of what's in front of you. And again, it's going to come down to you. Well, what do you think? What do you think? You want to make money in the next couple weeks, or do you want to wait a year? What would be the difference if you did get that money now? Well, then you could make that same year-long trade, right, with twice the money. For some of you, that would be pretty, again, I talk about it. It only takes one trade. Sometimes that one trade is pretty fucking life-changing. That's usually how it works, right? You go from 25,000 to 50,000 in a week, well, then you've got a really big difference on your hands. Some of you that have 50,000, well, then 100,000 is a really big fucking difference. Things are really different. And again, that's where that compounding comes in. Unless you're like over 100,000, there's no point of, you might as well put it in a fucking Vanguard if you're going to be making long-term trades. If you're not here to trade, then again, what's the point? There's literally no point. Just go put it in a fucking Vanguard. 12%, compound it. If you have a small amount of money, it's going to take you fucking years to get that shit up. You might as well just fucking retire and put it, it's going to take you your whole life. You're going to have to take some risk and fucking be right. You're going to have to just be confident and make a damn trade, work at it, right? Otherwise, if you don't have enough money, it doesn't make any sense, right? And so this is where it's your chance. You could take that moment, and we've had the moment. We've had the moment. You have a great opportunity again to make a trade that it's not a lot of, everyone thinks the market's going to go up, but the difference is how fast you think it's going to go up, right? Doesn't need to, it may not happen. It may not happen, right? I'm going to continue my bet. Right? That's the reality. It's like, well, the Dow thing could not have happened. Oh, geez, that's a lot of shit to put on the Dow here. And then, oh, it happened. Okay, well, that was pretty big change. It was a pretty big change, right? I would just ask yourself, what do you think? Use the charts I post, and then ask yourself what you can do with it, right? It's just a plan, all right? Just a plan. Not telling you to jump off a bridge. I think I'm gonna be out of here by 10 o'clock or something, folks. Call it a big old 10. I gotta get on a plane. I got lunch. We'll see what we get here at the Open. Again, a lot out there. There's a lot out there. There's so much pre-market action. Some of you might want to take profit on some of the moves that have happened if you get a fuck ton of points. There's a few things that I'm going to, just because some of the shit's opening up way higher than I imagined. So keep that in mind, because you might want to use that money to make a trade, right? Maybe a little bit less risky of a trade, whatever it is, right? Whatever your confidence is, right? Don't throw it all away. But again, there should be some trades that are not going to be that goddamn risky. So some of you can just learn, right? Make a couple trades to learn. Some of you fucking make the trade, make the money. Sit here and watch price. Okay, let's see what we get here. Ay. Everyone's a buyer. Everybody's just a buyer. Unbelievable. Really makes you think sometimes. Since we're opening higher again, you should be able to get some dip buys somewhere. Fucking, again, semiconductors, clean energy, the intermediaries on the clean energy side, things like blank plug, right? We know them. But growth in general, it's just it's at a low, guys. And this is where the question, maybe I should have been more specific, is it going to go to all-time high? And how is it going to go there soon? Is it going to be there soon? All-time high soon. That's all the bet is. Yes, it's going to be all-time high soon. Not later. Yeah, anyone can bet on it's going to be later. How about fucking 2 weeks from now? Try 2 weeks. Right. That's a lot of points. Sure. And there's some charts on there that I got like 40% target in 20 days, and you guys are going to go, well, that's fucking stupid. Okay. It's fine. It doesn't need to happen. But if it happens, then I make money. If it doesn't happen, I don't lose money. Maybe a little. Chinese tickers popping off. That's what we like to see. That's what we like. Again, that JD chart is a coverage of all of them. Just put it on the deeper pullback. Billy, I've already talked about 100 times, is our better trending chart. Been our better Chinese ticker for a long time. Same trend lines. What a dumb chart. If we don't get a rejection and some like take profit here, then again, market just lagged. Very lagged. And here's the thing to remember, there's just so much money out there. When you have money, everything is an opportunity. Look at Netflix. Netflix is spending like $450 million to buy the Knives Out series, to make 2 movies. The first one took $40 million to make, and they're paying $450 million for the next 2. Like, it's shit like that. Where Netflix, they make so much money every month, they don't give a fuck. Everything's an opportunity. Let me just buy it. It's like some of you that just got your Biden bucks, right? You probably went and bought dumb shit just because you have the opportunity to now, right? That's just what we do. You have money, everything's fucking buyable. I have money, I'm going to go to lunch in fucking Miami in the next 2 hours. And then I'm going to come back. I'm literally going to have to come back this afternoon or this evening for fucking dinner. It's just money. We just have everything's an opportunity. Banks have infinite money right now. They have so much goddamn money, they don't know what to do. They just buy everything. They have no idea what the fuck to do with it. They have literally no clue. They give money to that Huang guy from Archegos and give him 500x leverage and let him buy dumb shit because it's the will of God, he said. If God wills it. Okay, give me more money. I need more money to make bets. Okay, no problem, man. Good luck. They just have so much, like, when people ask the question of why would they give him that much leverage and let him make billions and billions of dollars of terrible bets. Why? Because they have so much fucking money. Why not? They're not even going to lose money anyway. They were able to get out of the position and save it because Viacom Discovery were up so fucking much anyway. Who gives a shit? Sell the whole damn thing. It's already up 500% anyway. Like, it's like so silly. All right, we have reaction to the level. That's good. That's a good start. Growth getting all the action. Mega caps, it's just the Qs chart, right? And what I would say is, so the difference between the mega caps and then those other tech tickers, right? Things like Blink and shit that we trade. It's the difference. The difference there is the liquidity part of that first entry in the exit, right? It's quicker because there's so much liquidity. And yes, the percent gain will be less on the underlying. The big difference that comes from those mega caps and the risk reward, why it gets better, is that it's not just the direction. You're betting the same direction, all of them. It's when something like Apple moves that many, like you can bet on a price on Apple, whatever, all-time high on Apple, great. It's when you bet on that to happen in such a quick amount of time, for something that large, over $2 trillion company, to move that much in the next couple weeks would take billions and billions of dollars of demand, right? It would take a fucking ass load. It would take everybody in the market betting on it. That right there is a larger gain than buying Blink and get 40% or something, right? It's not close. And so, in the sense of how much capital you can put behind it, that's for the big whales. Those of you that are little small fish, yeah, buying like a call or two of one of these big mega caps for the same play is not going to be better. It's not, because you don't need to get filled by that much, right? You can go spend 10,000 on of your money on some of the smaller intermediary tech companies, right? And capture those, and you'll get 100% across the board on all of them, and basically risk nothing. It's so that someone like myself, I can go put, I'm not going to say like put 6 figures on a fucking chart, but you can go put 50 grand on something like Apple and have not as much downside as if you put 50 grand on something like Blink, right? You know what I don't want to see is that when I do look at my profit and loss and I'm swinging 6 figures back and forth, that would give me a fucking anxiety out of my mind. If I have to look at P&L and see it's down 100,000, up 100,000, and you have no fucking clue what is actually happening, that would literally stress me out, even though I don't get stressed during it, right? And so that's why someone like myself and institutions will use those mega caps, because Apple's not going to go down that much percent, right? It's like the SPY joke, or the S&P joke I make. S&P's never going to be down 30% in 40 minutes, like GME is. It's just never going to happen. So you can put all your money there and fucking feel okay, right? Without wanting to rope yourself. I can leave right here. I'm going to leave at 10 o'clock, right? I can get on an airplane and not look at my P&L and not be worried about what's going to happen with, again, my livelihood. 100% of all the money I own is in the market right now. And it happens like that every single week. Every single week, all of my money is in the market. The worst thing, and some of you are like this as well, and maybe it's not all your money, but it's what fucking matters to you, right? Is in the market every single week. You got to be in shit that doesn't stress you out. And I talked about this a little bit last week, and April Fool's is a good day to bring it up, because then I can be like, no, I was just joking. But think about it, guys. Success is not based on just P&L. Success is just enjoying fucking life and not being stressed out of your mind all the time, right? happiness should be a good mark. Just making gains is not going to bring you happiness, right? At some point, what is the number? It's like over 120,000 or something. You no longer get happiness for money. Yeah, if you're trading more than $120,000, I mean, let's be honest, all that can really come from that now is stress, right? So every other gain is not exactly exciting, right? It's not like every new $100,000 you make is going to make you fucking happier. Yeah, it will. It certainly will in like the spending way, but not in the sense that you have to watch it fucking go away, right? You don't. So again, I would say, and this is where I talk about when you make a trade here, or going even over the weekend, your trades should be based on your confidence and ability to make and handle that trade, to manage the trade. It's one thing to bet something's going to happen. It's how much risk can you handle during that time that's not going to fucking stress you out and that you can't sleep at night. You can't go do something over the weekend. You can't leave early. What if you want to go have fun during the day, right? You want to go have dinner or have lunch with your buddies. You don't need to watch the market, right? That I will price over making money any single day, right? And if you can do both at the same time, perfect, right? And that's what I mean by it's up to you. We all have different things, right? Imagine being a day trader and scalping and shit and think that that's the way to success. Maybe you do make a lot of money doing it, right? So maybe someone out there does. But you know what I know is that if I ever want to go do something, or if I want to just go fucking take a piss or get a drink, I don't need to worry about my fucking whole livelihood crashing in the next 5 minutes, right? That should be something that should be put into your success, right? What is Wiz saying here? Great one. Very good one. Brian mentions MSOS. Obviously, pot stocks continue here. Very nice move that we've got so far. Again, anyone that... Listen, here's the reality. I've seen a lot of morons, and I will say morons, for some reason, go from being long on pot stocks to being short on long stocks for no reason other than they just changed their mind. There was nothing different that happened. They just decided that now I'm going to say, no, it's actually going down. You know what they're going to do now? You know what they're going to say now? Oh, price is going to go up for sure. We took these trades for a reason. There's no reason to bet against this. Okay, you don't want to make the long trade? That's fine. Why? Just why would you bet against it? Like betting against Apple. What is the point? What are you doing? Right? Silly. We're just out of our mind, folks. Out of our mind. Holy moly. This is why we bought. We can celebrate some of these trades, I would say. I think it's definitely worth doing. Those of you that didn't also do it, those of you that did take those preemptive trades and it was scary in that moment, right? And you had to take the pain from that risk, right? Some of us bought fucking early and had to really take the pain in the short term. Those of you that were able to handle that and go through that and buy shit when things were not looking great, this is what you do it for. Some of you, again, you just have to feel it. And then the next time it won't fucking hurt. It hurts on paper, but it doesn't hurt you. That kind of shit right there should be celebrated. That short-term pain you took for this gain, and now nothing fucking matters now. It can come down 2%, come down 20% on your chart that's up 40%. It's not going to make a difference now. And that's what's important. And then those of you that didn't take it, you got to realize that this was painful in here. We didn't like growth for so long, and it was painful for us to take those trades in the sense that we lost money in the short term. Absolutely. And we lost time. And we were sitting there banging our head against a wall for fucking a few days, right? But it's worth it. It's worth it. When you get shit like this, those that held on EVs when they bought down here, God save them. Help them. and now they're feeling okay, but that was definitely painful for anyone in EVs. Painful. All these traits, right? This is all difficult in here. All of it's difficult. All of it's difficult. There's so many charts. There's honestly so many charts, and they all look the fucking same. That's what's so great about this whole move here, is that you can really be in just about anything. Be in on all of them. You bought at the support. It was painful down here, and now you're getting a gain, right? If you bought this stuff, if you bought anything down there, it's not about the gain you have right now, but it's certainly, it's certainly, it's just a lot of money, and I can just see it now. You guys should be able to see it now, right? That's when you plan in the future. You're planning on whatever that gain's going to be. That's how you know how much risk to take. If some of these things that we're already in continue to go up in the next couple weeks here, how much money is that? It's probably more money than you have. Probably. Oh, da, 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 da. I'm gonna take some of this. Take some of this here. Where are we going to lunch, Don? Are you in Miami? I actually don't know where we're going. Let me look. Let me look. I think we're getting sushi. Not Nobu. What is the name of this place? Now? Is it Now? Is that the fucking name of it? Now? No. Now. Is that a fucking thing? Anyone know what I'm talking about? I have no idea. It's just a fucking meme, apparently. Now. It's someplace. NAOE. Because I'm also looking at a place on Brickell Island or whatever to get a condo. It's like literally right. It's in the same building or something. It's right there at the same building where I'm looking to get a condo. We'll see what happens. I just don't know if I'm gonna do it now. I'm so bad at this. I was like, all right, maybe I'll get a condo in Vegas, but you have to stay. You have to spend 184 days. 184 days in Florida sounds terrible. I'd lose my mind. Can't do it. I just can't do it. But I'm gonna try. We'll see. Maybe I'll have a different feeling when I'm there. Get a balcony, sit in the sun, die of skin cancer in the next 10 years. You know, all those fun things. It's like, oh, you need sun to survive. You need the vitamins. But also, if you stay in the sun too much, you're going to die. So, okay. Perfect. Thank you. Sunrise every morning over the water. Well, I have that in Manhattan. The island of hills. Where there's no hills besides on the east side. You watch the sunrise. over the water. I mean, now the water's a little dirty. Water's a little dirty. Hey guys, things are going up. Things are going up. Some of you are going, nah. Nah. Well said. Some of you said this last week. And some of you are still saying it this week. Nah. No. I don't think so. Is Price just giving us an April Fool's joke? Is this just a big, sick joke? April Fools sells on Monday. All of it. Crash it. Is that what's going to happen? I don't know. You guys remember all those S&P charts I posted? All the leveraged in S&P charts? Do you remember those ones? Last week? Imagine if you had any of those. Oof. Oof. All-time high? Oh, God. I mean, if I was not in position, I would literally be screaming right now, dying, trying to finagle myself into positions. I know there's someone in chat that has not done anything. At least one person that's still sitting here going, I'm just not really sure. If you're not really sure right now, I don't know when you're going to be sure. I don't know if you'd be sure if I hosed you down and you wouldn't even know if you're wet or not. I don't know. Am I? I don't know. Some of this stuff should scare you a little bit. Some of the ideas here should scare you a little bit. Some of the charts I've posted should scare you a little bit. The fact that I've posted like 100 charts in the last week should scare you a little bit if you're not doing anything, I would say. It's not like I'm wasting my time drawing random fucking lines on charts to make myself waste time, right? Literally spend hours and hours every day just drawing lines on charts to waste my fucking time, right? Some of you, again, this shit should really scare you if you're not capturing it. Like I just don't know. You should really be. It's not that. Again, it's not that you should force something, but again, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck if you don't, because then it's really hard. It's really hard. She's like, I don't have any more money. Again, you already spent your money. Good job. It's a good problem. The best problem to have is that, fuck, I wish I had more money. And that's why why do you think all these institutions use so much leverage and love leverage? Because of this very reason. They're like, they've already bought everything, and maybe it wasn't great what they bought. But now when it's great, when they're like, oh, fuck, this is actually pretty good, and they have no more money, they go, all right, I'm calling the bank. We're getting more leverage. Give me a loan, baby. I'll make more than that interest rate. 5% interest? No fucking problem. Send me the 10 bill. 5%? You kidding me? 10%? Ah, fuck it. I can make more than 10%. Give me the money. Right? And then you just throw it in the market. That's all we fucking do that's all we do in the market. I just don't know, guys. This shit really frightens me. It makes my skin crawl. And this is why we bought early. Because I knew how I'd feel. I knew how I would feel. And if you guys if you go back to last week, when we started doing this, really back. We're talking last week, right? Yeah. Over here, the reason why I was doing that stuff is because I even said it on those clips and stuff. I said I don't want to wait for it to break out, right? I said I don't want to wait for it to break out to make the trade, which you can do. You wait for breakouts. Like I post a chart and then we go trade it the next day. This is a good lesson because it always depends, right? It's because some of you will be like, well, don't you tell us to wait for breakouts to trade it? And of course, right. But it depends. It depends. And this is one of those situations where just it it's one of those lessons that you just have to learn, that sometimes you're going to have to make those fucking trades. You're going to have to make them. It's not that you can't go capture the next move, but it's just, fuck, man, is it different? We going to stay at all-time high for long? Let me tell you something, my friend. Let me tell you about a 13-year bull run since the financial crisis, since the Great Recession. We've been on a 13-year bull run. And every single day people ask, are we going to keep going through all-time high here? For 13 years, we've been trending up. It's not a question of how long, right? It's just, these things are not going to, it doesn't change. Markets have been going up since there were markets. Price is going to always appreciate. Is inflation not existent? Right? Money supply always goes up. And here's the other thing I don't think you're in the call, I was talking about this, is that think about it through the idea that everyone's a trader. Everyone's an investor now. That's more demand, that everyone's trying to buy the same thing, right? And we have new IPOs every day, SPACs, and we have cryptos now, $1 trillion market there, right? Everything's appreciating. Everyone wants to put money, and there's still so much money to be spent, right? There's always more money to be spent. It's going to be a fucking long time. And the best part about trading is that, like I just said earlier, you don't need to capture it over a year. You can do it in one fucking week. We were born too late to explore the world, born too early to explore the galaxy, but we were born just in time for fucking memes and making a shit ton of gains in 1 week with options. Because right now, options are not for insurance. They're literally for speculation. And so we get to buy a call option, make 100% on it, and then you get to call your mom and say, hey, mom, I just made $100,000 in 1 week buying really dumb things for no fucking reason. Hey, mom, I just bought an NFT for $1 million of a guy taking a shit on a toilet. And it's an art piece, and it literally is not even real. It's not even a real thing. And now someone just bought it from me for $3 million the next day. Like, all these weird things, right? It just, things that are not real. We're trading paper, sure. I mean, but we're here for it. And you know what's just as crazy? The people that call for crashes and everything, or the people that think, this is all crazy and that this can't be real, and that this is just, it's so fucked up how the market's trading compared to the economy and stuff. You know what's crazy? Is not trading it. That's what's fucking crazy. You're crazy if you're not trading it. That's the only crazy thing. So again, that just turns into constant appreciation. It's not gonna stop. Okay, you had me at memes. Felt sad. There you go. I know you guys are mentioning FedEx, but I'm not gonna do it. I see what you're doing over here. Hey guys, and I don't mean do it as in, maybe I shouldn't have said that. What does this chart look like? Do you guys know what this chart looks like from what I posted last night? What's it look like? Anyone know the chart? Quick. 2 seconds. There you go, PNG. Yeah, that rounded bottom. Now, it's really hard to draw curves on TradingView, but you guys know what I mean when I say curved or a rounded bottom, because you can really see the wicks form that curve in there. And it's important when people do the dumb rounded bottom thing, those people that do this and say, yeah, that's the rounded bottom. That's not how it works. Do we draw trend lines like that? Do we draw trend lines like that and say, yeah, this is the trend right here? That's the trend right there. Or this is the trend right here. This is the trend. And here's the channel. This is the channel. Do we draw trends like that? Imagine if I was doing that. All of a sudden, I'm going to start drawing trends like that. Is that how rounded bottoms and how head and shoulders should be too? What about all the head and shoulder people that do this? Yeah, here, see how this, see this here? Yeah, see, just like that. See, that's just called being lazy, not actually knowing. I'm not saying you can't make a point by doing that, but people that think that's how things work, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't get away with. I would never. You guys would never let me get away with drawing something like this. Yeah, here's this whole. This is the trend. This is the trend right here. Doesn't touch anything, just in the fucking middle of nowhere, right? It's the same thing with any of those rounded bottom kind of ideas. It's important to note that this is a trend line. And it's such a weird pattern and a weird thing that does happen, but it should be touching the actual wicks of the chart. Now, again, it's really hard to draw this on TradingView, but you can see it. You can see how the price has moved. This is a cool idea. Again, you're going to get cup and handle ideas and everything. There's a reason why I posted the chart like this, because it came up to resistance. Important to see that it got rejected. Again, you're going to get a movement like this. You can tell me cup and handle, flag, whatever the fuck it's going to be, right? It's just trading in between the levels. It's trading in between the levels. But what we're going to do here, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I can see this occurring already. Generally, you're going to get a pullback after a breakout, and you're going to get a rejection here. It's important to understand, though, that what this turns into. And so that's why I have it like this. We're already bullish on this. We've been bullish on this since way back in here because of the Dow, right? We traded this because of the Dow. It's important to note how this comes from this here. That's the point of looking at here. Price can come down here. It doesn't change anything, right? It doesn't change anything. Keep that in mind. That's what I want to note about it. And it's that this trend here, it's what it means, in that there might be more to it, right? There might be more to it. This might just be a flag, rejection, whatever it is. But when you look at things like this, it's so different when you have a curve and it's not a straight line. It's just so different. It should stand out. That FedEx chart does remind me of it a little bit. This idea. It's not so much curved. It's a little bit more of a trend line, but you can tell by the short-term volatility, it's not a straight line. It is a little bit curved, right? KNG, let's take a look. Possible. Obviously a lot more bullish. It's been up here a little bit longer. Nice short-term vol. There's a lot. There's so much. It's such a fun time to trade. I've had a lot of fun this week. Not just from like the successes coming from last week, but just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday presented so many interesting opportunities from the market just kind of hanging out for a few days, not doing much, and then moving and everything else. And the way that value has sort of done some of these, again, everything's sort of doing the same, but it's so easy to not know what to do in the moment, right? You get this BA trade. What do you do during these? The only thing you can do is not look at the chart. Look at this mess. If you're in this position, look how many times you're getting out of this trade. How do you stay in this trade if you're looking at the intraday? Look at this shit. You're not. You're getting the fuck out of that position all the time. Best thing you can do, don't look at the intraday if you're already in a position, right? Don't look at the intraday. It cannot help you, that's for sure. TSM is said they're going to spend $100 billion. $100 billion right now to fix the shortage. $100 billion real quick. Fix the shortage. No problem. No big deal, guys. This move, you know what we did? We grinded our face against the fucking ground with this trade. We really did. We took the trade over here. Got stopped out multiple times. That Thursday was terrible. Terrible trying to stick with those trades. And here we are. It was worth it, was it not? And for that to go and continue was worth it. Makes it worth it. Makes it worth it, right? How far is it going to go? Who knows? Who knows? But that's why we take, again, when that opportunity comes up again, it doesn't need to work every time. It's what can come thereafter, right? There's just a lot. It's hard to keep up with things because so much is going to change. So much is going to like change from here today anyway. So it's like it's the weekend. Things are going to get speculated into the weekend and take. Who knows what's going to happen at launch? Take profit. Everyone's buying everything right now. There's so much. Again, there's so much room up here that it just today's just a part of the move. So don't get thrown off. It's like yesterday we got confirmation of things. Today now it's continuing. Could be more. Like it's just no. It's just a move. I mean, and it doesn't mean you can't buy anything still, right? That's like the scary part is that there's still so many people out there with money that just can keep buying here. That's not the scary part. It's that if you don't do anything, it just feels shitty because again, you haven't had many chances. Not many people were able to make this trade. Very few people made this trade and were able to capture this move here and continue to capture, right? It's very hard to trade the value side. Not many people captured this move, the small caps, right? Like we did. That was hard. And now look how hard it is. Because as soon as it becomes a sexy thing to do, it becomes difficult, right? Because now everyone's crowded, very overcrowded trade. And so now it's like, look at the consolidation. It's because people are entering and exiting it all the time now, right? As before, no one was really doing anything. It wasn't trading. We bought it and that was it. It becomes very, very difficult. Let me see. Travel, nice sideways here again today. Again, difficult to manage because if you didn't get in at a very good price point, it may be kind of difficult to push that trade when everything else looks good. So opportunity cost should still be weighed here. I'm still in some of my travel trades for sure, but for some of you may need to be realistic that your trade might not be very good and you need to exit it for something else. Trust me, I've exited plenty of trades for something else. Right? Fun day. This is a relaxing day. Again, if you're in positions, you don't have to do anything. Otherwise, buy something. I wouldn't be worried about where price is right now. Be worried about where is it going to be later. All right. That's the only important part. Go look at an S&P monthly chart. Here, I'll do it real quick, and then we'll get out of here. As in me, you guys have to work. Okay, here's SPX, 1 month. Okay, there you go. See how when the market crashes, here's .com bubble. See how it like actually rolls over? It doesn't just randomly come down. Here's the financial crisis. There was a lot of time in here, right? This is monthly candles. This is months and months of finally coming in here. This is COVID. This is a pandemic. This was an event that happened all at once. And again, that this is not a crisis that got built up over time and then it popped, right, or something. This is not a bubble or something. This was just an event. We understand pandemic, right? If there's going to be some sort of thing, it will show itself. It'll start to roll over time. The thing to remember is that money supply. Go search in the Discord if you didn't see it, money supply, and you'll see the money supply chart, or Google it, money supply chart. There's more money. More money was created in a few months of time than there ever was money in the first place. We more than tripled the money supply in a few months, right? That money, did the markets triple? Did we triple the market? Did this triple right here, from here to here, did this triple this entire market? Nope, it hasn't done that yet. Not all the money's been spent, only a portion of the money has been spent so far, right? So there's a lot of money out there. What are they going to do? Where are they going to go? What else are you going to put the money in? There's not many more houses to buy. There's only so much, there's only so many things to buy. Equities are where you want to put the money. Don't bet against them. Continuing, all-time high, all-time highs. These are all all-time highs. All-time high, all-time high, all-time high, right? Just a trend, continues. It's pretty cool, pretty fun. It's a cool job. Cool job. Nice make money from this, huh? Interesting that this is how the world works, but. And if you don't have money, you can't make money doing this. That kind of sucks, right? Gotta use them Biden bucks. All right, folks. That's it. There's nothing to see here. There's nothing for us to look at. There's nothing that we can do to change anything. I'm gonna go enjoy my day. I hope you guys enjoy your day. Enjoy your long weekend. Remember, guys, there's no tomorrow. There is no trading tomorrow. So like the market's closed. So if you need to do something, you got to do it today. So again, enjoy your long weekend. I'll have charts. There'll still be more charts and everything this weekend, of course, from today. Hopefully some weekly charts. I talked about that. And that will answer Gabe's question as well of long-term trades. We'll use something like a weekly chart to actually put cash in over a longer period of time. So because with a weekly chart, we can actually understand maybe a little bit more long-term where we should be pinpointing speed and price for a direction, right? So hopefully some weekly charts this week. There was none last week that I could find anyway. So enjoy your weekend, guys. This has been a lot of fun this week. And hopefully there's some things to take away from this week, especially that this play worked out, right? That from going from value to growth here, that this worked out. It's important to see that transition and how we don't let biases disrupt our ability to find new opportunities, right? And that there's always something on the table. You just have to take it, right? And you put the work and put the focus in, and you're able to go capture something. It's a lot of money. A lot of money, guys. It's just a lot of money. And again, it's okay if you didn't make the money. It's what you take away from it to make money the next time there's another opportunity, right? Keep that in mind. Enjoy your weekend, guys. And I'll see you on Monday.